So, continuing our discussion on African American history as part of Kansas history, today we're going to talk about a gentleman who I didn't know was from Kansas and didn't know the story of until Friday. So, because I'm a nerd, every day when I'm driving to and from work, I listen to the NPR station, KNU, coming out of Lawrence, Kansas, because, you know, it's better than most of the music that's on the radio. Sorry if that offends you. But I heard probably one of the most interesting stories I've heard on there in a long time, and it was talking about this gentleman right here, Lorenzo Fuller. Lorenzo Fuller Jr. was born in Stockton, Kansas in 1919. Right here, which was one of the cities that was founded by exodusters. So, growing up, Lorenzo's family was very much musically inclined. I think Lorenzo played something like 7 instruments himself, excelling at the harp. By the age of 15 years old, Lorenzo was studying classical music at Kansas University. So not only was he gifted at music, he was more or less a child prodigy because he's going to KU as an African-American man in the 1920s. 1930s. That math wasn't math, and I teach social studies, I'm sorry. Fuller later leaves KU and goes on and studies at Juilliard. From Juilliard, he makes his Broadway debut, where he appears as one of the cast members of Kiss Me Kate, where he was known for bringing down the house with one of the final closing musical numbers. Fuller is also going to become the first African-American to have his own television show. He beats out Nat King Cole by like 10 years. For 15 minutes on NBC Network, Fuller would host a show called Musical Miniatures, where he was the first African-American to host and do the show. He's also going to be the first African-American to star alongside a white female in a television production. As he got a little bit older in life, he started working as a coach for Broadway performances, and he was widely sought out. And then he kind of just lived the rest of his life in anonymity. He played the piano every so often. He worked with up-and-coming Broadway stars. And finally, he's going to pass away in 2011. So, the first African-American to receive an honorary degree from Juilliard, the first African-American to star in his own television series, and the first African-American to star alongside a white woman on national television was born and raised right here in Kansas. So there you go, Lorenzo Fuller.